Hey guys, another episode of Let's Play 100% Orange Juice here. Last time we managed to beat QP's scenario. As you can see, QP final episode defeated. So we've unlocked this extra scenario called Midnight equals Kemonomimi. And that's the one we're gonna do today. Now, there is no story associated with this, but the stage essentially has all the characters from QP series, QP Shooting. Although, ironically, the game QP Shooting, also developed by the studio or producer, or what do you want to call it, the company Orange Juice, is actually coming out after this game. And 100% Orange Juice is essentially like a Super Smash Bros. Type of game where all the characters from the company's series join and essentially play against each other. But I digress. So instead of playing QP as we normally do, we're gonna play as a. I think we're gonna play as a. One of the non-QP shooting characters, and the three QP shooting characters are QP, Yuki, and Aru. As you can see from their cards, it says QP Shoe, and Christmas Shoe. So we're gonna play as Hime this time, and Hime is actually from Suguri, the Suguri series. So we'll be using these extra stages to demonstrate the other characters. Essentially, Hime's stats are 5 HP, 1 attack, -1 defense, +1 evasion. So you probably not want to defend much with Hime, rather you want to up your dodge chance. So with that in mind, we're gonna put in 2 rainbow colored circles. We'll put in our generic nice present, because I always like running it at 1. It's very nice when you draw it. We'll play in our 1 dash. We'll put in shield. Shield is just a overall very good card in terms of defense, and we'll put in 1 big magnum as well. We'll put in extend, and for our last few cards, we'll try Oh My Friend. I always like putting this in as a disruptor card because it summons the boss, and then 2 super all-out modes to wrap up the deck. So let's just get into the game. I will be playing against, as I mentioned before, the 3 characters from QP Shooting. Hopefully I'll do a series on QP Shooting once that game comes out, since I'm quite the fan of the bullet hell-esque type of games. I played a bit of Toho in my day, but that phase of me has since passed. So as Hime, we probably want to get into a lot of combat, and it's especially good to fight characters like Yuki who have a negative in defensive stats. And so the best way to abuse this is to get the first strike in. But Yuki got really lucky and rolled a 4 in defense. And meanwhile, we get KO'd in the retaliation hit. And that's the bad side of downside of fighting these high-risk glass cannon characters, because should they roll high enough defensive value to survive your initial attack, they can easily counter-attack you. But the only thing we actually lost from that was we gave Yuki 2 wins, so it's not that big of a deal right now. We're just gonna fight the duck, and I think the duck is gonna do a lot of damage to us, unfortunately. Now, I'm gonna mention the gimmick of these extra stages. Now, once it's our turn again. So, the gimmick of the extra stages is this one's called Highway Heist, and what makes the extra stages special is that there's going to be 3 field effects, and these will just be field effects that you're familiar with from the story mode. Charity is every player gets card. Mine there is a random trap is placed on a random tile on the board, and battlefield essentially turns the most of the tiles into red combat tiles. So all of these things will happen concurrently, I believe. Either that or the mine there will happen first, and then charity and battlefield will occur. So we get our revenge on the duck. That puts us at 1 win, 8 stars. So I think the stars at the beginning of the turn allowed us to reach 10, so we'll be able to stop at home and level up. And then we'll go for get 30 or more stars next. I could have went for the 2 wins, especially since this is a battlefield map, but I don't really find the need to risk it. Again, the only times I would consider going for the wins is if I've already had the win. So say I were in Yuki's position with 2 wins already, I would pick 2 wins for my level 3 Norma, as there's no way to make me lose those wins. So, we're gonna get rid of For the Future of the Toy Store. That can be a very game-changing card, but at the same time, you can only use this with less than 50 stars, and I don't really foresee myself to be in that bad of a situation in the long run. For the Future of the Toy Store is essentially one of those, you have nothing else to lose kind of cards. Okay, we're actually gonna use her Hyper Mode card to get enough power to knock out Aru. We're just gonna land on a vanilla tile. These are gray tiles, essentially do nothing. We're gonna slowly progress. And I think we're gonna get rid of Nice Presence. Nice Presence is a nice card to have. It's the only card you have, because then you get to draw 2 cards essentially. Due to the charity, we managed to draw our hyper card. It's called Binding Chain. And essentially what it does is all units except yours will skip their next turn. So this is a really good card to hold on to, because you could easily use those in quick succession, and that will give you a few turns for free. So we're gonna do exactly that, try to keep this as long as possible, although there's always a possibility of our card getting gift exchanged. Gonna fight this duck. We'll do 1 damage to the duck, and the duck will do 2 damage to us. Yuki's gonna fight QP and knock out QP. Now I'm not used to saying QP's name, mainly because we've been playing as QP, and whenever I refer to QP, we just refer to ourselves. We are at 27 stars, so we were 3 off from leveling up there. But we're halfway to our own lollipop, so we can just but now that we rolled a 6, we'll probably have to risk the warp. And we'll warp to this side of the map, which isn't too big of a deal, because again, it's the same side as our lollipop, so we'll get there eventually. I didn't want to take the other way, since it would really delay us from getting on this side of the map. But we rolled a 5 here, so we'll be able to get to level 3 and go for 70 or more stars next. So QB is gonna level up, reach level 3. We are at 4 cards in our hand again, and it's not like, well, we can use this super it's a super all-out mode card, but it'll cost us 30 stars, and I don't really find that very useful unless I plan to fight someone in the near future. So all we're gonna do is stop by home and then get 1 health back and discard the extra super all-out mode. So we're at level 3, and so is QP. QP actually uses the super all-out mode card. And she's gonna use it to secure that victory against that seagull. We're gonna use that super all-out mode to fight this chicken. And the chicken stood no chance. So that puts us at 2 wins, but again, we're not going for wins, we're going for stars. Kyuubi's gonna get more stars. We are gonna... I think we'll trigger this trap card. We'll discard a random card. And fortunately, it wasn't Binding Chain. And I felt like it was worth the risk to get those additional stars. So Yuki finally reaches level 2. And we're gonna trigger this card when we take 1 damage from Mimiu's hammer. Not that big of a deal. We'll do 2 damage to the chicken. And I think we're actually gonna go for the evade. And we managed to evade the chicken's 3 attack. So Yuki does 4 damage to Aru, but Aru was at a lollipop, so she recovered 1 health. Now Yuki is right behind us, so we really want to distance ourselves from her, and we got lucky to roll a 6 there. Aru used the extend trap, or the extend stock effect card. So when she gets knocked up by the seagull, she'll instantly revive next turn. And from the charity field effect, we drew another Binding Chain, so we're gonna hoard these for as long as possible. And we are gonna fight Yuki. We'll defend, take 1 damage, and then retaliate 4 damage of our own, so we're in a pretty good position. Perhaps KO Yuki on the next turn. Although, due to Yuki's high natural attack value, she could easily KO us as well. For now, we're just gonna go on this bonus panel and get some additional stars. We're above 70 star threshold, so we'll probably want to go on a lollipop soon and level up. We unfortunately landed on a drop, but we rolled low enough so the drop did not put us below 70 stars. So, Yuki is now level 4, and so is Aru. Kyuubi's gonna fight Aru, deal 3 damage, and Aru's gonna retaliate for 1 damage, which Kyuubi heals off the lollipop. We're gonna get some more bonus stars. Then Aru's gonna fight the boss, which I presume to be the end of her life, but she actually survived with 1 health left. We're slowly approaching our lollipop. Kyuubi tries to finish off Aru, but they mere exchange misses. Kyuubi does 1 damage to the boss, and takes 1 damage in return. We have to deal with the boss, so we deal 1 damage to the boss, and the boss will probably knock us out. And there's not much we can do though. Aru used Presents for You, her hybrid card, which gives everyone up to 3 cards. Essentially, if you had 2 cards in your hand, you draw 1 card. If you had no cards in your hand, you draw 3 cards, and etc. And, well, that's the downside for Aru, but the upside is, she gets 10 stars for every card that everyone draws. And, fortunately for us, we got the 3rd Binding Chain from... the 3rd Binding Chain from, the Charity Field effect. So, we're really gonna want to use these near the end game. Once we have, like, additional stars to essentially use. Yuki used the pudding card, which is essentially puts you at full health. And Kyuubi landed on a bad pudding card, which makes you discard a card. So Kyuubi is gonna do 1 damage to the boss, and get knocked out by the boss in return. We finally managed to revive. Aru used the We Are Wild to do it, shuffling all the trap cards on the field around. Yuki used Super All-Out Battle Mode card to give everyone +2 attack. So I think... we will stop at home. I was thinking perhaps we could use the super out card to our advantage and potentially knock out Aru, but I value the level 4 more at this point. If a QP rolls high enough, she can get the first attack in on us though. And Yuki is now level 5, going for that 15 wins Norma. So QP is gonna fight us and use Hybrid Mode. As long as we defend, we'll survive this. We take 2 damage, and then we'll retaliate with 6 of our own. She defends enough to do 2 damage. We can't use for the future of the toy store because we don't have less than 50 stars. So we're just gonna use a Binding Chain. And then we're gonna go ahead and fight Aru. Aru takes 1 damage. And we take 3. So that really backfired on us. So we revive instantly. And Aru's gonna fight Yuki, and use the final battle card, so it's a battle to the death, but all it took was 1 turn for the victor to be decided in that bout. We'll just continue to move along. Our next goal is 120 stars. And unfortunately we do get gift exchanged, but we do keep one of our binding chains. The really bad part is that we have 2 of these for the future of the toy stores, which we can't really use because we're at 61 stars. So we're just gonna defend against the boss. And there's a big party going around in this corner. Yuki is the one who got my binding chain card and uses it without hesitation. QP got Yuki's gamble card and knocked herself out with it. And we got another binding chain from the charity field effect. We're just gonna go get some more stars and then discard one of these toy stores. You can use Holy Knight, plus 1 bonus star at the beginning of each turn. We draw Tragedy in the Dead of the Night, which is probably better than for the future of the toy store at this point. Super all-out mode is used, so there'll be plus 2 attack for all of us in our next fight. We will continue along here. We'll fight this duck. And we've reached 120 stars at this point, so we'll probably want to go to our lollipop soon. So what I will do is use Binding Chain. That'll give us an additional turn and perhaps get to our lollipop. And we actually do manage to knock out the boss, so that was really lucky of us. And I would say that was a pretty good Binding Chain usage. So now we're gonna finally go for our last Norma, 200 or more stars. Now, the best usage of our last Binding Chain is if we get close enough to someone who's already on a lollipop, we could fight them, use their lollipop, and then level up ourselves to win the game. I think we're just, we're not gonna use anything right now because we're really close to 200. 5 stars. We rolled a 5, so we're gonna go here, fight this duck. Defends, and that puts us at 1 health, but I think that's okay as long as Aru doesn't come and kill us. You can use Nice Jingle to stockpile some stars. That's Yuki's 15th win, so Yuki is also a contender for victory right now. I really want to use Binding Chain, but at the same time, that'll put us below the star threshold, and there's always a chance we'll roll a 3 and land here. We roll a 2, unfortunately. So unless we KO this duck, it might be pretty grim for us. We'll go for the evade, and we do survive. And Yuki is unfortunately 1 turn ahead of us, so that'll be her victory. Although Yuki won, I'm probably not gonna scrap this episode. I'm just gonna upload it because I want to showcase the other characters, and this will count as me using them. So I hope this gives you some insight on how to play as Hime, even though we didn't win this particular round. Um, I think we played to the best of our ability. So until next time, where we'll be trying the bonus stage again. We'll be playing as a different character next time. But until then, Castella out.